berries, grapes, and red wine, right? So these protect your cells in the heart, brain, and kidney. Key thing is berries. Berries are going to be your superfood. Again, this is why every dietary program encourages berries. They're lowest in fructose. Your brain does need fructose, okay? I mean glucose, not fructose. It needs glucose, but you don't need, don't go out and just like chug a gallon full of berries, right? They still have fructose. It's still sugar. It still turns into sugar, right? Sugar will mess up your blood sugar metabolism. Is 1 or 2 cups of green tea a significant amount? Oh, great question, Jackie. Yes, limit yourself to 2 cups of green tea per day. And if you're going to drink green tea, do not drink ice green tea. It has to be hot or warm, steeped, okay? On a side note, the reason why I tell my patients, warmth invigorates. Cold stagnates. So the question will be, do you want your blood circulation to be invigorated or stagnated? No. Yes, and Chris said organic green tea. Yes, you should get organic green tea because yes, there's a lot of pesticides on it, right? All right, let's move through this. This is an interesting one. This is not necessarily what to eat, but it's more about not to eat. Caloric intake. I don't think caloric intake was the right term. They should have used intermittent fasting. They found that intermittent fasting, influences your cognitive function and plasticity of your brain. Intermittent fasting is where you are doing it, you're not fasting the whole day. You maybe just skip one meal. Let's say you have 3 meals in a day and you just skip one meal, okay? Because they found right here, when they did it every other day for 2 or 4 months, they observed it protects your neurons in your hippocampus, which remember is your learning, your ability to learn, and your ability to remember, right? Every other day, intermittent fasting for 2 to 4 months. I do not recommend fasting for 2 to 4 months. I know there's some fasting diets out there. I don't recommend that because when you fast, initially it's great because your body's detoxing and it's clearing things up, but then your brain is smart. It's gonna switch a gear. It's gonna start thinking, oh no, I'm not getting food. If I'm not getting food, I better stop eliminating and I better start storing. So not only does it stop eliminating, which means it retains toxins now. So your body is generating toxins and it's retaining it because it's afraid that, oh, I can't get rid of stuff because I'm not getting fed. So I don't recommend just straight on, fasting. Intermittent fasting is great. Is eating in an 8-hour window just as good? Intermittent fasting is more like 12 to 16 hours. The easiest thing that most people do is they skip breakfast. They eat an early dinner, which is about 6 p.m. And then they skip the breakfast and then they eat an early lunch around 11 a.m. That's the most commonly done. What I recommend is the opposite. I recommend you eat breakfast, eat a great lunch, and skip dinner, right? Because dinner is a time that we typically overeat, right? So that's why I recommend doing it that way. You can do this every 2 to 4 months, and then go back to regular eating, and then you can go back again. Regular eating for a month, and then go back to intermittent fasting again, okay? Intermittent fasting activates something called autophagy. Autophagy is our body's ability to self-clean. It's our self-cleaning program. That system, that program only is activated when we are fasting. That's why when you sleep, You probably have heard, if you haven't heard this, the time our bodies does the most healing is when we're sleeping. Why? Because we're fasting. When we're fasting is when autophagy kicks in. Okay.